Good evening. I'm here to talk about a tough but necessary truth. Sometimes we're our own biggest problem. We make choices that don't serve us, walk down roads that don't lead anywhere, and then wonder why life doesn't feel fulfilling. Today, we're going to change that. Today, I'm going to tell you stop being stupid. And I say that with love. Because sometimes the best thing you can hear is the truth. If you don't know who you are, what you're worth, and where you're going, you'll let anyone or anything decide those things for you. And believe me, the world won't always be kind in choosing your path. I'm talking about knowing yourself deep down. What are your values? What drives you? When you know that, decisions become a whole lot easier and the wrong choices lose their appeal. Know your worth and stand on it. Look around at the people in your life. Are they pushing you toward your best self or holding you back? Because the people around you are either lifting you up or pulling you down. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who challenge you, and people who have purpose. When you choose your circle wisely, you'll find yourself making better decisions because you're no longer being influenced by negativity or doubt. Finally, let me say this: every decision you make belongs to you. You're going to make mistakes, that's life. But don't blame anyone else when things go wrong. Own it, because when you do, you gain power over it. And when you take responsibility, you also claim the lessons. You make fewer excuses and learn faster. And eventually you stop making the same old mistakes. Self-awareness is a cornerstone of success and fulfillment. It's understanding who you are at your core, and it drives every decision you make. When you know yourself, you don't just stumble into situations hoping they work out. You step into them with confidence, knowing they align with who you truly are. It's about recognizing your strengths, those qualities that set you apart and make you valuable in this world. But it's also about knowing your weaknesses, because self-awareness isn't just an exercise in praising yourself. It's about owning up to the parts of you that need growth and taking responsibility for them. This understanding forms a shield against distractions and misguided advice. Without self-awareness, people allow the world to define them. They let every whisper, every opinion, and every social media post shape their views on what they should be. But when you're self-aware, you don't waver. You're not swayed by temporary trends or shallow praise, because you know your values, you know what matters to you, and you know what doesn't. Self-awareness gives you clarity, and clarity brings peace. It's a peace that says, I know where I'm going, and that's powerful in a world that constantly tries to pull you in different directions. Self-awareness also gives you an invaluable tool for personal growth. When you know your weaknesses, you know where to put your energy. Instead of hiding from your flaws or letting them control you, you can work on them. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as threats. And as you strengthen these areas, you build resilience, the ability to withstand setbacks and bounce back stronger. A self-aware person doesn't ignore their mistakes. They own them, they learn from them, and they make better choices because of them. And let's talk about goals. If you don't know who you are, how do you know what you want? Self-awareness isn't about just knowing your strengths and weaknesses. It's about knowing your dreams, your purpose. It's about connecting with the things that light you up and give you a reason to push forward, even on tough days. When you're clear on your purpose, you set goals that aren't just based on what others think you should do. Instead, you choose paths that genuinely resonate with you. You find fulfillment in your efforts because they're connected to your core, to what genuinely matters to you. Self-awareness is, at its heart, personal power. It's knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything that falls short. It's a compass that leads you away from what drains you and toward what fuels you. It's the quiet confidence that allows you to walk into any room, any situation, and feel steady because you're not pretending to be something you're not. You are grounded, authentic, and purposeful. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in life, often guiding us far more than we realize. It's natural and even necessary. Fear can protect us, keep us safe, and alert us to danger. But unchecked, fear does more harm than good. It keeps us small, holds us back, and drives us to make decisions that we later regret. Fear can make you foolish if you let it. It'll have you shrinking back from opportunities, hiding from challenges, and choosing comfort over growth every time. It leads us to abandon our dreams, avoid hard conversations, and stay in situations that don't serve us. When fear becomes the dominant voice in your life, it tricks you into thinking that safety lies in avoidance, when in reality, avoiding life only limits you. Fear disguises itself in many forms that may look like self-doubt, hesitation, or even logic. Fear can convince you that the time isn't right or that you're not ready. It keeps whispering that you'll fail if you try, that others are more qualified, or that stepping out of your comfort zone will only lead to disappointment. But what it doesn't tell you is that staying within the confines of what's familiar keeps you from learning and growing. It doesn't tell you that, by choosing safety over courage, you may never realize your potential or find true fulfillment. Fear clouds your vision, making you focus on the risks rather than the rewards. Think about it. How many times have you thought about taking a big leap but then let the what-ifs hold you back? What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm not good enough? Those questions, while they may seem like caution, are just fear's way of holding you hostage. Fear pushes you into making choices that serve its own purpose, to keep you comfortable but stagnant, to keep you safe but unfulfilled. And here's the irony: what we fear most often happens because we try so hard to avoid it. In fearing failure, we hesitate, overthink, and second-guess ourselves until we actually set ourselves up for failure. In fearing rejection, we pull back from connecting with others, which ultimately leaves us feeling isolated and disconnected. Fear keeps us from trusting ourselves, from pushing boundaries, and from discovering the strength we didn't know we had. The antidote to fear isn't the absence of it, it's courage. It's realizing that courage doesn't mean you're unafraid, it means you're willing to move forward, despite the fear. It's about letting your actions be guided by your goals, values, and desires, not by the fear of what might go wrong. When you let courage lead the way, you start to see the opportunities rather than the obstacles. And you build confidence each time you confront what scares you. The truth is, everything worth having involves some level of risk. If you let fear make your decisions, you'll never reach the things that make life rich, fulfilling, and meaningful. The job you dream about, the relationships you long for, the accomplishments you hope to achieve, they're all on the other side of that fear. The question is, are you willing to take a step toward them? Are you willing to let fear sit in the back seat instead of taking the wheel? Fear will always be there, waiting for moments of doubt to creep in, but it's up to you whether you let it make you foolish, whether you let it decide what you do with your life, or whether you use it as fuel to drive you forward. The choice is yours. Let fear keep you stuck, or let courage move you forward. Don't let fear make you foolish. Instead, let it remind you that growth, purpose, and fulfillment are worth the risk. The people you choose to surround yourself with shape your perspective, influence your energy, and often set the ceiling on what you believe you can achieve. Who you let into your life matters, and those people either lift you up, challenge you, and help you grow, or they hold you back, distract you, and keep you grounded in comfort. It's about surrounding yourself with purpose, not noise. Purposeful people add depth and meaning to your life, while noise pulls you away from what truly matters, filling your mind with doubt, distraction, and often drama. We have limited time and energy, and who we spend it with can either drive us toward our goals or lead us astray. Purpose-driven people are those who believe in growth, who are passionate about making a difference, and who live with intention. They're not just drifting through life, they're actively working towards something bigger. When you're around people like this, their ambition, positivity, and dedication become contagious. They encourage you to think bigger, to stretch beyond your limits, and to pursue your own dreams with intensity. They don't let you stay comfortable for too long, because they understand that growth happens outside your comfort zone. They challenge you to be better, because they're constantly challenging themselves, and that spirit of growth is what fuels real progress. On the other hand, noise shows up as people who may be in your life out of convenience, history, or obligation, but who don't contribute meaningfully to your growth. Noise can come from people who are aimless, negative, or content to live small and want you to do the same. They may not actively try to bring you down, but they can drain you by keeping you focused on things that don't really matter. Conversations with them can be full of gossip, complaints about other people's successes, rather than discussions about ideas, growth, and potential. The more time you spend with people who bring only noise, the more your life fills up with distractions and your focus on your goals starts to slip. Choosing purpose over noise requires intention. It means evaluating the relationships you have and deciding if they align with where you're going. It's about recognizing who, among your friends, family, or colleagues, genuinely adds value to your life and helps you stay focused on your journey. It might mean stepping away from people who bring negativity or drama, which can be difficult but necessary. Choosing to let go of unproductive relationships isn't about judgment, it's about recognizing that your time and energy are precious, and they should be spent with people who help you become the best version of yourself. This doesn't mean that everyone in your life has to be intensely focused on achievement or constantly working on personal development. Purposeful relationships can look different, but they share a common thread: they uplift you. Purposeful people encourage you to pursue what's important to you, even if it doesn't align with their own interests. They respect your dreams and offer support, sometimes just by listening or by giving advice that keeps you grounded. It's about quality over quantity. A small circle of purpose-driven people is far more impactful than a large group with no real connection. When you surround yourself with purpose, you're creating an environment where growth is possible. You're building a support system that keeps you focused when times get tough and celebrates with you when you succeed. These people remind you of your values and help you get back on track when you're distracted. They make the journey meaningful because they understand it and are either on similar journeys themselves or genuinely support yours. And when you hit inevitable challenges, they offer insight, perspective, and encouragement rather than doubt or criticism. Choosing to surround yourself with purpose over noise is a commitment to your own growth. It's a choice to protect your energy, focus on what matters, and keep yourself on a path that aligns with your vision. It's about realizing that every voice around you is either fueling your progress or slowing you down. Choose purpose. Choose people who reflect what you want to become. Choose those who bring value, integrity, and support. Because when you do, you create a life that's not only fulfilling but also resilient, focused, and truly meaningful. Owning your decisions, both good and bad, is a powerful choice. It means standing by the paths you choose, the mistakes you make, and the triumphs you achieve with full responsibility. When you own your decisions, you're acknowledging that your life is a product of your actions. And this mindset isn't just about taking credit when things go well, it's about embracing accountability when things don't turn out as planned. This ownership builds resilience, shapes character, and teaches you that even in failure, there's an opportunity for growth. Taking full responsibility for your decisions is a form of empowerment. You're no longer at the mercy of circumstances, other people's opinions, or even your own past. Instead, you recognize that every decision has a consequence, and each one is a lesson. When you step into that mindset, you start to see that even the difficult moments, the setbacks, and the mistakes are part of your journey. They're not there to define you or limit you, but to teach you. Owning your decisions is how you build strength and wisdom over time. It's how you stop repeating old patterns and start creating new ones that align with who you want to become. Accepting accountability for the bad decisions you've made can be tough, but it's essential for growth. We're all human, and we're bound to make mistakes. But instead of blaming others, dwelling on regret, or making excuses, true ownership involves looking at what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what you can learn from it. This kind of reflection is crucial because it helps you understand yourself better, why you made that choice, what influenced you, and what you might do differently in the future. When you own up to your mistakes, you don't carry shame. Instead, you gain insight. And with that insight, you become wiser and more equipped to handle similar situations differently next time. On the flip side, owning your good decisions is just as important. It's easy to downplay your successes, attributing them to luck or giving credit to others, but recognizing your role in your achievements builds confidence. When you acknowledge the part you played in a success, no matter how small, you reinforce your ability to make sound choices. You start to trust yourself, to believe that you're capable of navigating challenges and making things happen. It's a powerful feeling to know that you're responsible for the positive outcomes in your life. It fuels you to keep setting bigger goals and pursuing them with intention. Owning your decisions also means facing the hard truth that some decisions will have lasting consequences. Not every choice has a quick fix, and sometimes the impact of a decision will stay with you for a long time. But when you take responsibility for even those lasting consequences, you build resilience. You learn to deal with challenges, adapt, and move forward with a sense of purpose. The beauty of owning your decisions is that, even in the face of adversity, you retain control over your response. You can't change every outcome, but you can change how you react to it, how you grow from it, and how you use it to become stronger. There's a freedom that comes from owning your choices. You stop being dependent on validation from others, and you no longer let external factors dictate your happiness or sense of worth. You know that your life is a product of your own decisions, and that knowledge is empowering. You're no longer trapped by regrets or defined by your failures. Instead, you're focused on learning, evolving, and making choices that align with who you are and where you want to go. Ownership allows you to live authentically. Because you're not trying to be perfect, you're simply committed to being responsible and intentional in how you live. Owning your decisions, good or bad, isn't about having all the answers or never making mistakes. It's about showing up fully in your life, willing to take risks, willing to make choices, and willing to face the results head-on. This kind of accountability is the foundation of growth, success, and personal integrity. It's about being the author of your own story, one choice at a time, embracing every chapter, and learning from each one. In the end, owning your decisions, whether they lead to triumph or teach tough lessons, is what makes you strong, resilient, and ultimately free. When you take full responsibility for every choice, you shape your path with intention, integrity, and purpose. You no longer live at the mercy of circumstances or others' opinions because you know that you are the one in control. Every success becomes a testament to your determination, and every setback becomes a stepping stone to greater wisdom. So choose boldly, accept responsibility, and let each decision, good or bad, become a chapter in a life fully and courageously lived. This is how you grow, this is how you build character, and this is how you create a legacy of a life owned, not borrowed.